कृपा बिंदु दिया करो दासे तृण पे खाती ही ना.
Hare Krishna everyone. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you to Rishabdev Prabhu, Revati Mataji, Vijendra Prabhu, and Devina and the family for hosting the program. So we gathered here today to celebrate Srila Gurudev's 24th Disappearance celebration. We would also like to welcome each and every one of you, especially Mataji, Radha Kanta, our God sister, all the way from Christchurch. You visit Tuesday?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So, Priya Mataji will sing the Anilo Premanata, and then will be followed by Homages, Srila Gurudev's lecture, whole offering, Pushpanjali, Guru Puja, and Rana. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Actually, I haven't prepared anything today, but just a few days ago I was listening about the pastimes of Lord Damodara. Just the beginning part. It tells the story about Bali Maharaj. And basically the essence of the story is that only by the mercy of the Guru, the spiritual master, that a disciple can actually advance in Krishna consciousness. It's not really by our own effort alone, that we can advance in our spiritual life. So although Srila Gurudev has had passed away or disappeared, more than 50 years now, still he is present amongst us, in the form of his disciples, God brothers, God sisters, and also of course his lectures, which is available online and where we can hear, listen, every day. In that way we cannot, we remain in constant association with Srila Gurudev. So every time, when Srila Gurudev's Puja or Disappearance Day comes, to me now it's like, it's, I don't know if it is my own philosophy, but to me it's just the same now, Whether he's not with us physically, he's still present, he's always present, because the Guru, Rabbi Vaishnava, never dies, He always present through his teachings. So by listening to Srila Gurudev's lecture at least once a day and associating with his disciples, my God brothers and my God sisters, for me personally it will help me remain, in Krishna consciousness, or at least remember Krishna, amongst in association of his disciples, God brothers, God sisters. So today I will just say my thanks, my big thank you to Srila Gurudev for allowing me to stay in Krishna consciousness, to stay in ISKCON, although struggling sometimes to follow the rules. So I pray, Srila Gurudev, please give me your mercy. I need it every day, every second, every moment of my life. So, Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Gurudev ki jai.
Dear Gurudev, I couldn't come here by your grace. I was well enough to come here and attend your meeting. I was not feeling well, Gurudev, by your grace. My friend, I could come in the train, but my friend Ananmoini, she brought in the car because I was thinking how I will come in the train. So it was so painful, but still I came to the program. Thank you, Gurudev, for everything.
Thank you very much for your guidance and accepting me as your disciple and showing me the path of the spiritual life. As you say, when you are young, you can do as much as service you can, but at advanced age, you are not able to do much services you can do in your young age, but still, I'm trying to do whatever my body takes. So I just pray today for the Disappearance Day that please be merciful to me and give me some strength how I can do proceed whatever I want to do. Thank you. Many thanks to you. Jai Shri.
वंदे गुरुनीश भक्तम ईशम ईश्वतारकम तत्प्रकाशंश्च तच्चक्तिः Krishna Balaram Sanjanakam. I offer my respectful obeisances unto my spiritual master who gives the bliss of the land of Puja. Please help me and engage me, keep me engaged in it. Shri Sevisa Shri Shri Krishna Balaram. I just wanted to read something very beautiful which was shared by first I wish to request everyone. Last time I requested, there was a big politics played against me in regards to praying for someone. So today I am requesting again. His Holiness Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj is in a very critical condition. This is the Mahavishnu Maharaj who is part of Sri Harinam Ruchi Guru. So he is admitted in Nepal, is in serious condition. So let's chant at least one round. And as I've said last time, when you chant, when you shift this counter, you are counting as part of your sadhana. Don't shift the counter. When you want to pray for someone, don't shift the counter, then it is not your part of your sadhana. You have donated that round to someone else. So if we can do that today, with chant with Srila Gurudev would be great. Otherwise, it's up to all of you. And in regards to this, hear what Srila Prabhupada has to say. One devotee, Gajendra Prabhu, he asked Srila Prabhupada that, then Prabhupada is talking to him. He said, you asked me to pray for the devotees. But what was Prabhupada's reply? Anyone wants to even speculate? Just try giving an answer. You asked me to pray for the devotees. What is Prabhupada's reply to that?
Yes, you should pray for them.
Very close, very close, very close. But
Because when a devotee prays for another devotee, Krishna hears it.
that's nice.
Then we
But
can do that in the form of chanting for them.
yeah, but you'll be surprised what Prabhupada's reply is. You asked me to pray for the devotees, and that is the only business of my life. Only business is to look after each other. You cannot please Krishna no matter how big Pujari Pandit you are. If you neglect, Krishna says, I live in devotee's heart and devotee lives in my heart. So running around becoming some big Brahman thread holder or something like this will never make you a devotee. Srila Gurudev always said, he personally told me, initiation means nothing. Initiation means to begin. And many of us, the word initiate, it's an English word. It means begin. Just say, Houston, initiate, now you're initiating the spacecraft, it's going up in the sky. Initiate means to begin, and many of us will remain at the beginning platform forever. Who is a disciple then? Disciple is a person who follows the discipline that's laid out by Sampradaya. If you follow Guru, many, just like one of the nicest example is Mohini. Mohini who has left her body. Many of you would be aware. She's a very, very nice devotee. She has been very close to me. And she always treated me like a Shiksha Guru because I used to supply many materials to them, and all the posting they do on Facebook, Srila Gurudev's quotation and stuff, it's coming from the materials I supply. And she never even saw Gurudev in her life. But she's more a disciple to Gurudev than, even though she did not get initiated by Gurudev. They organized a very, very beautiful, when she was still physically present, in Pune, where there is physically no disciple of Srila Gurudev. And you'd be surprised the way they designed the posters. I gave Srila Gurudev's biography, and they printed this biography year by year of his achievement and had a whole wall, everything about Gurudev. So this is what a disciple is, not just getting initiated makes a disciple. So I will just, this is what Prabhupada has to say, but let me just read Srila Bhakti. This is Srila Bhakti Vikas Swami. I also have great inspiration for this personality because every time I met him or I hear his lecture, as good as Srila Gurudev. And he always glorify one of very unique God brothers who is always glorifying Srila Gurudev. And his today's comment. This is actually a conversation between disciple and Srila Prabhupada. And the topic Srila Bhakti Vikas Swami is saying that the heading he gave. Unbeatable Tamal Krishna magic inspires Srila Prabhupada. And yes, this personality here sitting, many of us, we don't value, many disciples have left his ashray, not realizing right-hand man of Srila Prabhupada, the Major General of Srila Prabhupada Sankirtan Army. You don't follow him, you neglect his instruction, it is also part of Vaishnava Aparadha. Because first quality of a guru is Vaishnava. So when you don't follow guru, that means you are committing Vaishnava Aparadha. You are not taking his instruction. That's why many of us we find it hard to practice our sadhana also. Unbeatable Tamal Krishna magic inspires Srila Prabhupada. Then a devotee, Radha Vallabha. This is the book distribution, and guess who is the first place? Who got the first place in the entire world in book distribution? Anyone? No, there's a specific name. Radha Damodara. And as usual, in second place, Los Angeles, third place, Germany, fourth. As soon as he was about to say fourth, Prabhupada cut him. And Prabhupada said, Tamal Krishna, you cannot beat. So he's asking, you can't beat Tamal Krishna? And then Radha Vallabh says, no. Then Prabhupada says, he has some magic power. In the very beginning, practically, largest printing was done inspired by Tamal Krishna. I know all these histories. Even BTG, which was that time published in Japan, and many other books. Prabhupada increased the number just because of Srila Prabhupada's promise. He knew he can do millions for Prabhupada. Practically largest printing, and this is Prabhupada's words, done inspired by Tamal Krishna. When I was in San Francisco, I saw this boy was selling. So I talked with him. Then I first attempted back to Godhead from 5,000 to 20,000 in Japan. So I saw that he was selling more. This is from 1967 he was selling more, so that inspired me. So this is a disciple who can even inspire his own guru. That's why Srila Prabhupada always said, I'm still young because I'm associating with all you young boys and girls. So His Divine Grace Srila Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki jai. And my personal request, please, if we get time, not get time, but please take our time, if we can chant at least one round of japa and donate it to His Holiness Mahavishnu Goswami. This Sri Harinam Ruchi group is a group that is actually following Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We are still stuck in Grastha Ashram. We cannot do what they are doing. Going in middle of the war and giving Harinam to everyone. Going in Muslim countries, going in communist countries. So can't we pray for them? So Hare Krishna, thank you very much.
Priya came home to give some bhoga for Gurudev. So she mentioned that thing, and because she's so active in distributing books, so she said it's a pleasure for her to cook something for Gurudev as a seva, because he's done so much for Srila Prabhupada and his work. So I had chosen to share some memories of Gurudev from Garland of Memories, and by many disciples of Gurudev, but I'll share you the Gurudev's Fiji Yatra. This, you all know, hey, these books are divided into years, 1997 to 2002, like 1988 to 1991, I guess. I'm reading from 1997 to 2002. So this is Gurudev's Fiji Yatra on June 19, 1997, Suva, Fiji. It's by Brother Sevaki Mataji, one of our God sisters. A group of 30 devotees eagerly waited for a glimpse of Gurudev exiting from the airport custom. Who doesn't remember that? Right? We all used to be there with Garlands to see Gurudev. And so cameras were positioned next, stretched, and all eyes were on the arrival door. Then he blissfully walked out to the delight of everyone present. They were so happy to see each other. Smiling, he walked towards them as they received a warm greeting, a witty exchange, a smile, or a nod of appreciation. Then Gurudev got into Jagannath's car and they drove off towards the temple, followed by a fleet of vehicles. Finally, Gurudev entered Krishna Kalya temple to greet Srila Prabhupada and the deities while the Gaura Arti was being performed. Gurudev delivered his arrival lecture. He said it was nice to return and be with all the devotees. He praised them, saying that the enthusiasm of Fiji devotees is second to none. But kirtan, dancing, prasadam, garland making, and the children, the best of everything. So every time I come, I wonder why I leave. I tell people not to migrate, that only crazy people migrate. Then he said that Fiji was closest to Vrindavan,
as it was still very natural, and since Fiji was protected by water, it kept the Ugra karma to a minimum. He added that Fiji's main product is sugar, hence it is the sweet country. He introduced the devotees who had come from abroad and some who had accompanied him. Tiratraj and his wife Tarka from Brisbane, Nashinga, his wife Shamras, and their 2 children, and Rupa Raghunath Prabhu and many others. So many devotees have come to enjoy the hospitality of ISKCON Fiji, which is very famous. So, in the evening, Gurudev departed for Suba, where he had a preaching engagement at the Fiji School of Medicine. On the way, he stopped at Adikesha Prabhu and Shamarupa, Mataji, Tiwari, Mataji. They were very fortunate to do Vaishnava Seva here around, as devotees who went on the long stretch road often stopped at the place. So they were rewarded for their endeavors by doing personal service to their spiritual master. So now Mataji is speaking. Shamarupa Mataji. We were ready for Gurudev's arrival. As we could not get to the airport to welcome him, we were all very excited and nervous at the same time. This was the first time I would be cooking for him. I had liaised with Radhika Prem at the Ratoka temple as to Gurudev's likes and dislikes. Being a doctor, I was inclined to give him this delicious, healthy, conscious prasadam. Very quietly, the car drove into our driveway, and Adikesha helped forward to open Gurudev's door as he bright as the early morning sun alighted from the car. We quickly moved forward with sweet-smelling frangipani garlands. He lowered his head slightly to receive them and waited patiently as we offered obeisances. Srila Gurudev, we are very happy to receive you once more at our residence. Gurudev continued to smile at the typical way with his head slightly tilted to one side and said, "If Muhammad cannot come to the mountain shall come to him. And here I am." After refreshing coconut drinks, Gurudev said that he was ready to take prasadam. Now the marathon began. I started to roll the chapatis while Adikesha heated the sabjis. Pulao was still in the cooker, and Gurudev wanted it to be kept hot until he was ready to receive it. He seemed quite amused about the chaos in the kitchen. He was observing it from the dining table. As our kitchen was an open one, in a way, this made things easier as we could keep conversing with him while he ate and watched us make fools of ourselves. I could not help but talk about the nutrients in each sabji. I requested him to eat more spinach, which contained a lot of iron, and he seemed pleased about that. After a 30-minute rest, Gurudev came down, and by now it was 3 p.m. Our daughters Pratna and Sapna had returned from school. They each had a frangipani garland for Gurudev, and he was obviously very glad to see them. He immediately struck up a conversation with them regarding their schoolwork and devotional service. He was glad to learn that Pratna was the pujari for our Gauranitai and Sapna was the pujari for our Radha Govinda. He then told us about his university studies. He took out his book, Reason and Belief, and autographed it. It is my dear disciple Adikesha Prabhu and Shamarupa. May this book help you to appreciate that Krishna consciousness is both based on reason and belief. Your ever well wisher, Tamal Krishna Goswami.
This world, I was nearly 20 years old. It was a difficult day to hear the news that you have left. Ever since, I have always regretted that I haven't been able to do enough for you, or I wasn't able to serve you enough, become that close to you when you are present. However, by your causeless mercy, even after many years, I always feel that you are somehow or the other protecting my devotional life. If anyone were to ask me if I had any attachment, I think the first and foremost attachment is you. In your presence, nothing else matters. I try every day to become a better disciple. Gurudev, I see, as time passes, I see my god brothers, my god sisters. You have trained so many of them, and so many of them have taken different leadership roles in the society. So after you left, disciples have started out to lead different missions and different things. And while doing this service, they have also, at point of time, have developed difference in opinions among themselves. However, Gurudev, I pray that you bless all your disciples so that they can all work together to serve you better. Everyone, all your disciples have good interest at heart to serve you. Their visions may differ, and the priorities may differ. So, my only prayer to you on this day is that please use your magic, use your blessings to unite all your disciples together. Shri Gurudev Ki.
I have been thinking quite deeply and reflecting how Shri Gurudev has touched everyone and given so much to every one of us in different ways. Some had little, very little experience with Shri Gurudev. Some had a lot. Some were given different instructions. Some were chastised. So Shri Gurudev, as we know, is quite dynamic. And such was the case in my case. As a Fiji temple devotee, I did not get any opportunity, any love from Shri Gurudev. Except I must say that while my sister is sitting right here, it's only timely that I bring it up that the devotees who are here, they know I was quite rebellious. Nobody believed in me, no one. When there was a whole big list of devotees getting initiated, next to my name there was a question mark. And when Shri Gurudev was asked why is there a question mark, then they said that she's not steady. You shouldn't be initiating her. And Shri Gurudev said, no, I will initiate her because I promised to. And so Shri Gurudev gave me that very affectionate, he believed in me so much. And he gave me so much love, and he actually said to our temple president in Auckland, who used to be in Christchurch, Kala Samvara Prabhu, he said actually when this girl was in Fiji, she did not make any progress. But she said in Auckland, and now that she's in New Zealand, she's making rapid progress. So this was Gurudev's encouragement for me. And during that time when I had been in the West, Shri Gurudev has given me many, many opportunities. Personally serving him, personally cooking for him, having a bit of banter with me, like joking with me, and giving me certain instructions, all sorts. So now that Shri Gurudev is gone, I mean not gone, he's just, gone out of our physical presence, each one of us are left to cherish what he's given to us. And this is what will take us to our next destination if we continue rather than weeping. Because before Gurudev left that particular Vyas Puja, I written to Shri Gurudev that, Shri Gurudev, I'm quite happy, just even though you're so far away, I don't want to trouble you. I'm quite happy looking at your photograph and worshipping. Didn't know that he was going to leave soon. So he sent me a letter back and he said, I'm so happy that you prepared like this. I didn't know that he will go on. So now that's what we need to do. And I feel that that's what will be the biggest seva we can present to Shri Gurudev, that we take his instructions as deeply as we can. And all over the world, reach out to other devotees, like I reach out to Dallas devotees, I reach out to UK devotees. And we just discuss nectar. It's all about Shri Gurudev. I mean, at the moment there's a Zoom meetings going on. And the other day, a few months ago actually, a few of us got on that Zoom meeting. And it lasted for 1 hour. But about 4 of us, we started chanting the nectar, and from about 4 o'clock in the morning till 8 o'clock in the morning, we just talked. And it was like 3 or 4 Vyas Pujas put together. It was so much nectar there. And one of the Matajis was saying, who was very, she was personal servant of Shri Gurudev. She was saying at the time, Gurudev left from US to go to UK after finishing his Cambridge studies. That's when Shri Gurudev prepared to go to India. And he kept saying to this Mataji, come on, you need to come, you need to come. And she said, no, I'm not ready. I've got things to do and I'll come next time. Even at the airport, Srila Gurudev was saying, come on, I'll pay for you, you need to come. And she said, no, I'm not coming. So the other day when I was talking to her, she goes, if I had gone with Gurudev, I wouldn't be here today. So, of course, the time wasn't right, but she said, it's just so much enjoyment talking to her, you know. So, this is how we can reach out to devotees and just, you know, squeeze that nectar that Srila Gurudev has given to us. I really enjoy that. And then I reach out to Srila Gurudev's god brothers, who's their disciples, and then they tell me about how Gurudev interacted with their guru and how Gurudev reached out to those gurus' disciples. There's just so much nectar there. So, like this Mataji was saying, Srila Gurudev gave most to Dada's devotees. He pretty much like babysat them. I was listening to Indranila Mani Mataji, and she was saying that she didn't know anything about book distribution. And Gurudev really trained her, like gave her the baby steps. So on this day of Disappearance Day, I was also thinking quite deeply on the day that Srila Gurudev had left. And when our god brother Mahavidya Prabhu called me and said, Srila Gurudev had an accident. And I said, oh, big deal. Srila Gurudev is quite resilient. That was my first response. Nothing will happen, he's quite resilient. And he goes, no, he's left his body. I said, no, stop joking with me. And then he gave it to Manini Mataji, and she told me. Still I didn't believe it. Then I called India, and then only it sunk into me. So it was a hard blow. A lot of grieving during that time. Different brothers of god brothers of Srila Gurudev came to our temple to be as our uncles and aunties. Mataji Vitrini came, and she just, had us, all the disciples in one room, and turned the lights off, just put this little candle, and she said the asan for Gurudev. And she said, let's just see, just close your eyes, and your Guru is right here. Your Gurudev is right here. He hasn't gone. And that was a very heavy time. So anyway, thank you, Srila Gurudev, for giving everything you've given to me. Everything. Love, chastisement, bit of jokes, teasing, everything right in one package. And that's what keeps me going. And I was thinking that at the time of my death, if I can't remember Krishna, then at least Gurudev, Gurudev has given me enough that I'll remember Gurudev. And there would be some perfection there. Jai Srila Gurudev.
About less than a month before Gurudev left us all, he had gone to Bhaktivedanta Mena, and on Vasanta Panchami day, which is his sannyas, he actually, many of his god brothers spoke, and then he also spoke. Could see that from that lecture, he went later on in the lecture to great length explaining how he ended up taking sannyas and what the events were leading up to the point, and what his thought process was. And he kept persisting, and Prabhupada was actually ultimately gave in to his determination. Although he was reluctant to take sannyas, he offered him sannyas. I remember one time Srila Gurudev said to me that when he wrote that Servant of the Servant, so just around that time he told me that he wanted to write the biography himself, like an autobiography, because he did not want to depend that someone else later on would write it, and they may miss the mood or may leave out something or whatever, or there may be some errors, and therefore he chose that he wanted to write that whole episode himself. So you see in The Servant of the Servant, he has written that himself, and then many of the instances of his association with Srila Prabhupada, he spoke about them. So that history still exists, everything. And one of the things that he mentions, I think repeatedly we have seen in all his lectures, there is a common thread in all his lectures. Most of his lectures, if I may say, if not all, but most of his lectures. And what is that common thread? The common thread is, he's speaking always about the importance of the spiritual master, the dedication of the disciple that is required towards the spiritual master, and the qualities that a spiritual master and his attitude towards the disciple, and what the disciple's attitude should be towards the spiritual master, and as the sum and substance of everything. And one of the things that he recites often in his lectures in this same regard, and I have heard him quote the same verse at least in 2 lectures so far that I have heard recently, and maybe other lectures too, is he quotes the verse which is chapter 2, text 41 of Bhagavad Gita, where, what is that? In the purport of that verse, Srila Prabhupada is writing about what Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says. And there, Srila Prabhupada had mentioned to either Gurudev directly or whatever, but Prabhupada felt that his main inspiration for going forward to fulfill the desires of his own Guru, to go to the West, it actually came from that statement of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. And what was that statement? You find that? That statement was that if you just, whatever instruction that you have been given by your Guru, if you try to execute service to your Guru, then all the resources that you need will be automatically made available to you. All the resources will be made automatically available to you. And in one of the lectures that Srila Gurudev gave, he gave a series on Prema Bhakti Chandrika of Narottam Das Thakur. And of course the first at the beginning of that series, starts with the prayer to the spiritual master that we sing every day. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma Bandho Mui Savadhana Mate. So he's saying that Shri Guru Charana Padma, the Guru's lotus feet, the Guru has lotus feet. Lotus flower, the Krishna's feet are compared to. Krishna's feet are compared to the lotus flower. It's one of the most wonderful flowers, actually. And the bumblebees are very much attracted to it. So Krishna's feet are compared to the lotus. And in this thing, it says that Shri Guru Charana Padma, that Guru's feet are also to be considered as lotus feet. And they, by taking shelter of them, Kevala Bhakati Sadma, because in those feet, just like Krishna is the one who awards bhakti ultimately, so the Guru also has the power to award bhakti. So Kevala Bhakati Sadma. And And the attitude for service to the Guru, or performing this devotional service to the Guru, it's kevala bhakti sadma, bandho mohi savadhana. Savadhana, we understand, with care and attention. Savadhan, with care and attention, you worship the lotus feet of the Guru. So, one point he very nicely raises is that the spiritual master is considered the external representative. In Krishna, he is very dear to Krishna. So, Srila Gurudev mentions that there are many verses in our scriptures which explain how close Krishna is to his devotees. In one verse he says, Krishna is so close to his devotees that Krishna says, the pure devotees are in my heart, and I am in the heart of my pure devotees. So imagine someone is in your heart. You always, that means, think of him. You meditate on him. So when you become that close to someone, then whatever then that person has becomes yours also. He says the opulence of the Lord is also becoming like the opulence of the Guru, because he is so close to Krishna. So when we serve the spiritual master in devotion, then the opulence of Krishna as required, and which is also available to the Guru, becomes available to the disciple for executing the service that is required for the Guru. So it's a very nice explanation, therefore, that the Guru's lotus feet are to be worshipped with care and attention. Someone we may often forget, but actually we should always remember that he is a very, very close associate of the Lord. Then we will offer the kind of respect that we offer to the Lord, we will offer that respect to the Guru. That's why it says, Sakshat Dharitvena Samstha Shastre Ruktastatha Bhavyata Eva Sadhi Kintu Prabhorya Priya Eva Tasya Vande Guru Sri Charanaravinda. Sakshat Hari, he has to be worshipped like that. Now, there is one thing that Rupa goes, just like we look at the body of the Guru, Krishna's body is always transcendental. But when we look at the body of the Guru, he apparently looks like he has got a material body. He is the external manifestation of Krishna. So external means someone you can relate to, just like the deity is also the manifestation of Krishna, but it's in a form that we can relate to. And because we do not relate directly with Krishna in his original transcendental form, so Krishna comes in the form of a deity. So in order to relate to us in this world, Krishna sends the Guru, who apparently seems like he has a material body. And his body may sometimes look diseased. He may have some trouble. But this Rupa Goswami explains in one verse that just like the Ganges water sometimes is very muddy, has so many filthy things floating in it, or whatever it looks like, but one who goes to take the bath in the Ganga, he will still get purified by taking the bath in the Ganga. So no matter what condition you can see that the Guru's body is, he is still going to have a transcendental effect on you. If you take his association and his directions. So now, I was also listening to, because I was thinking what to say. It's always a thing. There we can go on for hours and hours saying so many things, but so I went to 3 days before Gurudev left this world. I went to the nectar of instruction lectures he was giving to the Taiwanese Chinese devotees just 3 days before he left. And he was speaking on the nectar of instruction, verse number 8. And it was getting translated into that language while he was speaking. So it was a little slow. It was not so fast, so we could actually digest more as you hear it. And when I compared his lecture in Bhaktivedanta Mena, which was about just a month before he came to Mayapur, and I compared that to his lecture that he gave, and this one that I heard, the 8th verse of the Nectar of Instruction, they are all going so deep into the commentaries of the acharyas and the actual goal of life, and even to the point he was explaining to these Chinese devotees who had just come to Mayapur. Some of them were not even, they were actually very new. They had first time come there. He was explaining to them the highest level of Krishna consciousness. As if just before leaving, he wanted to give everything he had. I felt. He was giving this. So I was actually speaking about some lecture given about 3 days before my Guru Maharaj left. And it was on Nectar of Instruction, verse number 8. And he was speaking to these Chinese devotees. Some of them had not even, were the first time in Mayapur. Some of them very new devotees too. But he was explaining to them the highest level of achievement of Krishna consciousness that we would normally not speak to, beginner devotees. He was explaining the Shravana Dasha, the Varana Dasha, Sampatti Dasha, all of those levels of spiritual attainment, which is like the highest level. And a month before that, he had spoken the same in Bhaktivedanta Mena in London. Where is that? Oxford. So I could see it building up through his lectures, even there, here, going deeper and deeper, like fully absorbed. And at the same time, in that same lecture, so simply, he was able to enumerate the mood of a disciple and a guru, because that is like the beginning. Our mood towards the guru is like the beginning of our spiritual life. And how through his grace, we are able to actually envision, emulate, and even to some extent comprehend, appreciate the highest levels of spiritual attainment that is there. And then he spoke to them saying that you are in Mayapur, and this is a place for service. And Prabhupada, for him, the service place was all over the world in the mission of Lord Chaitanya, Mayapur. So, the mission of Lord Chaitanya, in executing that, was Prabhupada's devotional service to his Guru. But Prabhupada always used to say that my home is Vrindavan. And he said, when Prabhupada wanted to leave this world, he wanted to live in Vrindavan. He was like, wherever you go, in the world, you always, for you, your home is your main place you want to be in the end. So he said, ultimately, although we are, there is no difference between Mayapur and Vrindavan. Yet, even the goal of all the Chaitanya Bhaktas is to attain pure loving devotion to Radha and Krishna. And that highest level can be achieved only through the mercy that we get from our spiritual master. Yasya prasadana nagati kutopi. If you don't have that mercy, you cannot get. And how do you get the mercy? Prabhupada taught that we get the mercy by serving the mission of one's Guru. That is the best way, easiest way, and the quickest way to attain the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. And one who has attained the mercy of Lord Chaitanya is sure to attain the mercy of Lord Krishna. So, these were some things that I had read that Srila Gurudev was speaking about during his few final days that he was on this planet. And I thought of sharing with everybody. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnu Devaya Krishna Krishna Srimati Tamal Krishna Goswami iti namine. First of all, I feel very actually feeling awkward. I want to sit at Maharaj Lotus feet and speak something, because usually when I sit down for a long time, it's a backache I have, but for some time I will be comfortable. Because I want to receive from him. So I feel very fortunate that I am present here on this supremely auspicious day of 25th Disappearance Day of His Holiness Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. So I remember I just picked up one cassette in 1999 from I was visiting Radha Gopinath temple where I was going regularly, and I picked up and showed there was a class by His Holiness Tamal Krishna Maharaj. That was the first interaction, hearing from him 27 years back, and I was so deeply impressed just by his voice was so mesmerizing to me, and Maharaj's wisdom, the way he put forth, I very much deeply kind of connected with him just through one class, and I always look forward to hear from him. That time there were not many resources. We used to hear on cassettes. There were not many resources, but I always then I saw that Maharaj had written those two books, Servant of the Servant and TKG Diary. Two books I got in the temple library, and I was eager to know more and hear about him. I read those two books also. So in this way, and then in 2001 we all heard the tragic news of Maharaj disappearance that shattered us all. But yeah, so that's I'm just sharing my initial contact and my the deep impression which Maharaj created through his Vani, through his books, which are also his Vani. And then I had very close friendship with Anand Mohan Prabhu, and there are, I'm forgetting the name of, there are 4 sabbatical, they are boys whom Maharaj loved very much, from Kolkata. They joined Brahmachari Ashram later. Anand Mohan Prabhu was there, and then Vallabh Gopal Prabhu, Vallabh Chaitanya Prabhu, Nitaya Karuna Prabhu, who was also serving at Samadhi for some time in Mayapur. And there were 4 or 5 of them who were shown great affection. So I had very close friendship with them. I would hear from them about their interaction with Maharaj. So yeah, these are, as I said, these are some of my fond memories. And in the recent years, this is just few years back, we were traveling in US, Radha Gopinath Prabhu and myself, and we got an invite to conduct the devotee care course in Dallas, Texas, and Radha Kala Chandji. So there are very beautiful deities, and that whole temple has been personally kind of designed and everything. All the details have been personally charted out by Maharaj. And there again, I felt very strong connection, and I stayed in his personal servant room. In his personal servant used to stay, I stayed in that room, and then staying over there, I felt very strongly that Maharaj is encouraging us to share this devotee care with as many devotees as possible, and especially the places where he has been preaching. So we conducted the course over there. Then we met Nityanand Prabhu, who has been heading. You all must be knowing him, Nityanand Prabhu. So Nityanand Prabhu then shared so many of insights, and he showed us, all, the kind of all the memories he had, interaction he had. He spent a long time with us, Nityanand Prabhu, showing the Maharaj vision. He showed the degree which Maharaj received from Oxford, the thesis he wrote, all those, he had all those things. And again, it was such, I felt again the connection building up. And immediately after some time, the devotees from China approached. And they said, we would like to conduct the devotee training. And then I felt again, probably the Maharaj's hand is there. After Dallas, the devotees from China approached, and we conducted three places. We conducted the devotee training, and yes, there is. So the devotees there also, because Maharaj was the one who pioneered the preaching in China. So we tried to share that, and after that interest from Philippines came, and somehow some devotees, from different places, they said, are you going to Fiji? Like when I told I'm traveling to Australia and so on. Oh, are you not going to Fiji? So like, so somehow, then again I was seeing the connection. I said, oh, so I had never thought of that. I'll be visiting Fiji, and tomorrow I'm going to Fiji actually to conduct the same training. So again, I was just seeing that how by Maharaj desire, he he is inspiring my heart and inspiring me to share about this devotee care initiative with wherever he has been preaching. So the one thing I am feeling is that how he still, as Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, that our spiritual master, the great soul, they are always living actually. Though they have departed, but they are living still. They are living through their legacy. They are still guiding us on the path of spiritual life. So for me, it is a very tangible reality. I am just seeing that Maharaj is inspiring me wherever he has been preaching.
You're ended up going there.
I'm ending up going there now. Right, so he has kindly, I stayed in his personal servant's room, so he has kindly accepted me as also one of his insignificant servants, and inspiring me to travel and share this devotee care. And Vishwanath Prabhu, I was talking to him yesterday. If you all may know him, Vishwanath Prabhu, he's leading in Fiji, vice president. And then he said, His Holiness Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, Gurudev, he brought him to Radha Gopinath temple in 1996 and said, at that time there were two temples in Mumbai. He said there is a Juhu and there is Chobadi. He said Juhu has money, but Chobadi has people. You should develop the Fiji based on Chobadi. We want to cultivate people here. We want more and more people to join and be trained to have love, trust, care amongst each other. So then Maharaj gave him that vision, and so he was fondly sharing that. So out of humility he was saying, I could not do much, but now that you are coming, that so we are hopeful again that we will try to put that vision of Maharaj into practice. Although of course so many people have been connected, no doubt, from Fiji. There is such a nice community of devotees over there, but there is always a room for improvement. You can always go on serving in a better way. So yeah, so therefore I just got to know, I am here on this 25th Disappearance Day not by my plan. I feel so fortunate, so blessed to be here on this 25th Disappearance Day of Maharaj here. And it is not by my plan actually, absolutely. So again I see that Maharaj has given me this fortunate opportunity to have the association of all of you and to receive blessings of all of you actually. So that I may go on serving, because Maharaj is fully aligned with the will of Prabhupada. So therefore, in this way, and he had such deep love for my Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Swami Maharaj. He treated him as younger brother, and my Guru Maharaj also loved and adored him as his older brother. So in this way, I feel today even more connected with Maharaj. I would just like to share another pastime which you may have heard, but it's so beautiful that I always feel inspired to share that. So Maharaj named the son of one of his disciples, whose name was Vishnu Gada Prabhu. He named him Sadhu Sangha. And Sadhu Sangha. And Sadhu Sangha Prabhu was a bit disappointed because he thought my father is Vishnu Gada, so I should be Sudarshan Chakra. So but Maharaj named him, Sadhu Sangha. So he was a bit disappointed, but Maharaj told him actually Sadhu Sangha is our, like Sudarshan Chakra is that protects the devotees, but Sadhu Sangha is the most invincible protection. That is the greatest protection, he said. Sadhu Sangha is the greatest protection. Is the most invincible kavach, Maharaj said. The association of devotees, the most invincible kavach. So therefore this whole devotee care initiative is about maintaining and strengthening that most invincible kavach which will protect us, and so that we may go on serving the will of our Gurudev and Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. Jai His Holiness Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Kutai Bhakti
In Philippines, President Marcos. So, but Sila Buddha's desire is to have a temple in the main city of Manila. That's his target, actually, to meet all these big people in Philippines. So I thought when it happened, this temple, so Krishna fulfilled his Gurudev desire to have a temple. So that, devotees, Philippine Yatra, they can always be gathering there in a big festival like that, So, I'm so blessed to be there and also meeting all Gurudev disciples, senior disciple of Gurudev, but not so many of them because some after Gurudev disappear, some they join a different group, and some and overseas hardly come back sometimes, like that, So that's the highlight for me to meet all the God brother and God sister, because this Srila Gurudev actually always emphasize some of his lecture that this disciples to always get gathering and the kirtan, on the Krishna Katha, prasadam, picnic. That's how your association become very strong. It's because we can't do that in the temple. Sometimes you go in the temple, you can do that only when you have disciple meeting. Like that's what we have to do here every month called disciple meeting. So that's the only time you can hold the gathering, and then you can express your feeling, materially or spiritually by your brother and your sister. That's I thought I'd just like to share that one of put the desire from Philippines to have a beautiful temple in Manila. I just wrote some small comments here, so I thought just Jai Namo Vishnu Vidaya Krishna Krishna Bhutale Srimati Tamal Krishna Goswami Tinami. Actually, Srila Buddha is very special because recognition is given to that personality who is chanting Srila Vyasadeva. You are the personality who is empowered by the Supreme Lord to deliver the fallen race of this planet. The Bhagavad Gita described that all living beings are equal, but it is most rare that one can give up all material consideration and attain the Lord's special favor to reach Krishna consciousness successfully, as you are doing, like in Philippines, Australia, China, Hong Kong, all over the world. Someone may think that this preaching in the country like Kasa races is more difficult than the teaching of Lord Chaitanya, who remained in India. But there is an example that Lord Ramachandra attempted to bridge the Indian Ocean to reach the island of Sri Lanka, but his unalloyed disciple, Sri Hanumanji, crossed the ocean simply by jumping over it. So that's Hanumanji Seva, just to jump to Sri Lanka. So a powerful devotee of the Lord, with the grace of the Lord, more powerful than the Lord himself. The Lord is so merciful upon his pure devotee, that his present his beloved devotee and more powerful than himself. Thus one should respect the spiritual matter as much as the Supreme Lord. Saksadari pena samasta sastra, upastata vyaiva sabdi, kintu prabuya vyaiva bande gorosi charana navindan. The spiritual master is to be honored as much as the Supreme Lord, because he is the most confidential servitor of the Lord. He is acknowledged in all revealed scriptures and followed by all authorities. Therefore, I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of spiritual master, who is a bona fide representative of Sri Hari. Thus, by the result of this Krishna consciousness movement in the westernmost country, it is sure that Srila Prabhupada is most pleased with this most important service. I pray that I may also become a sincere soldier in the army of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Jai Srila Gurudev.
Hare Krishna. Actually, I feel very unfortunate that by the time I came to Krishna consciousness, Maharaj left this world. 6 years later, I came in 2007. Of course, I didn't have physical Vapo association, but I had association of his disciples in wherever Yatra, in Melbourne, Sydney, now in Brisbane. So, from Maharaj attending different Vyas Pujas and learning from the disciples, one thing I understand that Maharaj is very, very strong, very hard. Kishor Prabhu says, he gives very graphical. It's very hard, but when he says, after some time Maharaj, but when I see, all his disciples are very soft, very sweet, whether it's Melbourne or it's in Brisbane. So it is like a very, we can say it's two different things, but actually in hardness only you see real love. Like from this I recollect one pastime, very quick pastime of Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj when Prabhupada was about to leave the planet. He was in London in Europe somewhere. So Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj went to give this course, and for the first day Prabhupada was very happy to hear this course of Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj book distribution, and he gave him so much mercy, so much love, and said, you are taking over the movement further, all parampara is blessed you. So it was very happy days. Then he left. The next day again he came with the books course. This day when he was speaking, Prabhupada was completely disinterested. He is not listening to him at all. So Tamal Krishna Maharaj was there witnessing both days. First day when how he glorified Bhakti Tirtha Swami, and the next day when he came, he was Ghanshyam Prabhu at that time. So he was completely disinterested. Then Prabhupada gave a very straight look onto Bhakti Tirtha Swami. Said, you are not the doer. That's it. And then Tamal Krishna Maharaj told him, now you leave. So then after all devotees in the congregation, they come to know that Prabhupada has given so much mercy to Bhakti Tirtha Swami. But he says that I consider my real mercy is the next day when Prabhupada has protected me from very strongly saying that you are not the doer. This book distribution, whatever achievements are happening, it's because Krishna is doing for you. So like that, Tamal Krishna Maharaj, even though he might look strong, but that is for his own disciples' sake. And Kishor Prabhu has given many examples how he is really very much protecting his disciples. One day in I think it's Melbourne, Maharaj was giving class and there were hardly any disciples in the temple, Bhagavatam class. So Maharaj was, where are the disciples? They said, they're all busy in cooking and doing service for that. So Maharaj said, the first responsibility of a disciple, seva of a disciple is to sit and hear. We can hire people for doing services if needed, but when the Guru is there, they should attend. This is the way Maharaj was teaching. And you see that many of the disciples, they are still, after Maharaj 25 years, still they are very strong, very determined, because that's how they are following it. So I feel very fortunate being in this moment in the association of disciples of Tamal Krishna Goswami. And I pray today at the lotus of Tamal Krishna Maharaj and his disciples that I can also imbibe a similar mode of Guru Bhakti. Thank you. Hare Krishna. This is from His Holiness Radha Swami Maharaj. So, after Srila Gurudev departed, like many years later, when Srila Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj was quite sick. So, Maharaj went to visit him, and Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj was narrating to him that few days earlier that he had a dream. That in the dream, Srila Gurudev came and he was weeping, he was crying a lot. So Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj asked him in the dream, Maharaj, why are you crying so much? And Srila Gurudev said, when Srila Prabhupada called me, I had to come suddenly. And I could feel the pain of all my disciples, my well-wishers, my god brothers, the whole family. I could feel so much pain. And now I have come to tell you that Srila Prabhupada is calling you. And I can feel the pain again about your disciples, your well-wishers and so on. So he said, what to do? When Srila Prabhupada calls for service, we have to go. But he said, don't worry, before you come, I'll come and visit you again. So after some time, Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj was narrating to Radhanath Swami, and he said, after some time, the traveling deities, Sushi, Radha, Damodara from Dallas came. The pujaris, the disciples of Srila Gurudev brought the deities, so Srila Bhakti Swami could take darshan. And there was a lot of kirtan and everything. And once he took darshan, then all the deities left. And Srila Radha Swami said, there's only two of them were in the room, just Bhakti Maharaj and Radha Swami. And he said to Radha Swami, did you see? Did you see? And Radha Swami said, yeah, I saw the deities. They were very beautiful. But he said, did you see? And he was trying to say, on the altar, he said, there was a photo of Srila Tamal Krishna Maharaj. He kept his promise. He came. He said, this is the reason I couldn't go until now, because he never came. Now that he has come, I can happily go. So on this auspicious day, I pray Srila Gurudev that as far as we keep our promise of being true disciples, we have 100% faith that you will come. You'll come one day to take us back to Srila Prabhupada. So thank you for being so merciful to all of us, all the disciples. And we pray at your lotus feet for your guidance, your care, your love, so we can properly engage ourselves in your service. Srila Gurudev ki Jai. So thank you again everyone for coming. So we'll have Pushpanjali now and followed by Guru Puja.
Just one little note. Srila Gurudev's power and potency many people don't know personally. Just one prayer by him to Sriman Gadurji, physically Gadur came and took him away. Before leaving Mayapur, Radha Madhavai and all the other orders were closed, so he was leaving early in the morning. So only option he had was Gadurji. And personally, my personal god brothers who were there, even some sannyasi friends who were there, they saw images, prayed to Guru Maharaj, and then now I'm ready, please take me away. That's why even in his postmortem report, which Srila Bhakti Maharaj declared openly, that doctors said he had already left the body before the accident. He was already in Samadhi. So, Hare Krishna, thank you very much everyone.
Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Adan Sahagana Lalita Shivishakhan Vitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Tamal Krishna Goswami Iti Namine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Iti Namine Shivarshabhanari Devi Daitaya Kripabdhaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryo Jwala Premadhya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Virudha Apasiddhanta Dvantaharine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshad Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambara Sambodhe Padambujayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidananda Namine
Satchidananda Namine
Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Gaura Virbhava Bhumestvam Nirdeshta Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Shri Jagannathayate Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvise Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Jaitam Surato Pango Ramamanda Matergatir Matsarvasva Padam Bhojo Radha Madana Mohano Divyat Vrindaranya Kalpadrumadaha Srimad Ratnagara Singhasanasto Srimad Radha Shila Govinda Devo Vishali Sevyamano Smarami Shriman Rasa Rasarambhi Vam Shiva Tatasthitaha Varshan Venu Swaner Gopir Gopinatha Shriyastunaha Bhakta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namah Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Tamal Krishna Goswami Niti Namine Esha Pushpanjali Jai Shri Gurudev Kirubha Mahamotsav Ki Jai. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Tamal Krishna Goswami Niti Namine Esha Pushpanjali Gurudev Ki Jai. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Tamal Krishna Goswami Niti Namine Esha Pushpanjali Jai Shiva Gurudev Sthirubhav Mahamotsav Ki Jai.
इसके हटा देना। हाँ भगवान की माता जी
Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Jaya 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 Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva. Dear Radhika